All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're looking at Japan's incredibly ambitious plan to attract the best and brightest minds from all over the globe. And believe me, this is way more than just a visa program. It's a high-stakes play for the country's entire future. So, you might be asking why the big push? Well, for years, Japan's been dealing with a pretty major challenge. Its population is aging and the workforce is shrinking. To keep its economy humming and growing, they've decided to go on a global hunt for top-tier talent in tech, research, and business. And this whole talent hunt leads to a pretty mind-blowing question, one that sounds almost too good to be true, right? How on earth can you get permanent residency, basically Japan's version of a green card, in just one single year? Well, stick around because we're going to break down exactly how they've made that possible. The key thing to understand here is that Japan sees these highly skilled professionals as an absolutely vital resource. They're not just filling jobs, they're bringing in the brain power needed to innovate, stay competitive, and really build the economy of tomorrow. Okay, so how do they actually identify these people? Well, they've kind of gamified the whole process. Let's call it the 70-point challenge. And to make this super clear, let's follow a fictional tech professional, we'll call her Anya, who's thinking about making the move to Japan. So Anya would be applying under this very official-sounding title, a highly skilled foreign professional, or HSP for short. This is a special status that was created way back in 2012, designed specifically for people who can make a real, tangible impact on Japan's economy. And the system itself works a lot like a scorecard. Anya starts adding up points based on all her qualifications. So for her master's degree, that's 20 points, right there. Her 7 years of experience in the tech industry, boom, another 15. A really solid salary of 8 million yen gets her a huge 30 points. And if she's got some Japanese skills, say the N2 level, that's another 10. You can see how these points start to stack up pretty quickly. Which brings us to the magic number 70. If Anya's score hits 70, or even better, goes above it, she's in. She's passed the challenge, and a whole new world of opportunities just opened up for her. Now, hitting that 70-point mark isn't just about getting a stamp in your passport. Oh no. It's about getting the full VIP treatment. So let's take a look at what that actually means for someone like Anya. Right off the bat, she gets what's called highly skilled professional I status. This gives her a 5-year stay, which is super generous. And here are the real kickers for her family. Her spouse is allowed to work, she can bring her parents to Japan, and she can even hire domestic help, all under certain conditions, of course. Plus, she gets to skip the long lines at immigration. These are some serious perks designed to make moving to Japan a total breeze. But Japan is playing the long game here. You see, that initial HSP status is really just level 1. After being there for 3 years, Anya can actually level up to highly skilled professional EI. And this is where the ultimate prize comes in. Her stay goes from a fixed 5 years to indefinite. Her work options also get a lot more flexible. This is the real path to putting down permanent roots. But the global race for talent is incredibly fierce. So Japan decided it needed to sweeten the deal even more. They created an express lane, a fast track to what is, for all intents and purposes, a Japanese green card. And you can see how things have accelerated right here. The point system kicks off in 2012. By 2017, they're already slashing the time it takes to get permanent residency. And then just in 2023, they roll out even more elite visas to go after very specific kinds of talent. Clearly, Japan is not sitting on its hands. And this is the most important evolution. For those top-tier applicants, the ones who don't just meet the 70-point baseline but blow past it, the timeline to settle down in Japan for good was completely rewritten. So here it is, the answer to that big question we started with. If you score 70 points, you can apply for permanent residency in 3 years, which is already pretty fast. But, and this is the real game changer, if you're a top performer and you score 80 points or more, you can apply in just 1 year. This is how Japan is trying to lure the absolute best of the best. And they didn't stop there. As of 2023, Japan isn't just relying on that points system anymore. They've added 2 new, super specialized visas, J-Skip and J-Find, to cast an even wider net. Okay, first up is J-Skip. I want you to think of this as the express pass for the ultra elite. Basically, if your income and your experience are impressive enough, you get to skip the whole points game and jump right to the front of the line. And yeah, the requirements are pretty steep. For researchers or engineers, we're talking a master's degree plus an annual income of at least 20 million yen. For business managers, it's 5 years of experience and a whopping 40 million yen income. This visa is laser focused on proven high impact leaders. But what about the innovators of tomorrow? Well, that's where JFINE comes into play. You can think of this as Japan's bet on pure potential. It's aimed at recent grads from the world's best universities, and it gives them a 2-year runway to find a job or even start their own business in Japan. For this one, you just need to have graduated from a top 100 university in the last 5 years and have a little bit of cash to cover your initial living costs. It's a really powerful signal that Japan wants to be the place where the next generation of great minds gets its start. So when you step back and you put all of these different pieces together, the point system, the fast tracks, the new elite visas, a much, much bigger picture starts to come into focus. At the end of the day, this whole complex system of points and tiers and special pathways, it's really one of the main pillars of Japan's economic strategy for the 21st century. It's a very calculated effort to make sure the country has the human capital it needs to not just survive, but to thrive. And that really leaves us with one final thought. Japan has put its cards on the table, betting big on attracting the world's best minds. It really makes you wonder, in this new global economy where talent is the most valuable currency there is, which countries' strategies are actually going to win in the long run?